So first, Azure data engineer, before going to the data engineer, what is data and information? We would like to know what is data and information. Everyone knows and everyone talking about data, but what is data actually? So data means it is like anything, you can say uh, number or characters or strings or anything. It is like a data. We you can see it's a called like raw data or unfiltered data. We can call it as, suppose here I mentioned an example like 25 and blue. So it is a data, but whenever the data is useful, it will be coming like a information. If suppose if data is processed or filtered, it will be a like information. You can see 25 and blue, there is no relation. It is just a data 25 and blue. But if you can mention like a customer age is 25 and likes blue, it is information about someone, like he likes something, his age is something. Like data is not useful actually, but data is processed and it will be like information, it is useful. So company requires information, it means processed data, not like raw data. So the data engineer would do that. So we are going to be step by step how data is evaluation and all. We can see initially, I mean, in the old days like 90s and all, only data is in the form of rows and columns. It's a small structured, everyone knows everything is maintain ledger books or something, write it down in the books only. So whatever the data they can, uh, I mean, they can write it in the books. That will be happen. But in the later modern world, I mean, it will be drastically changed after mobile innovations or IoT. Like internet is whenever internet grows big, like getting very cheap, and the data is involves more because everyone thinks everything is important. That's the beginning of data evaluation. Like no one is lose anything. If we can suppose, we can think ourselves, in our mobile we can save useful data, unuseful data, anything. We are not ready to delete. Whenever the storage is going to be end, we can delete something. Otherwise everything will be keep whatever coming through WhatsApp or videos or something. So that is the main reason the data evolution happened. But the data is in different forms. You can see now it is structured, unstructured, or semi structured. So it is not like one way, it is multiple ways it is coming, multiple. It will be big in the time of, it is very big. You guys must know, in the year of 2015 around, big data is one of the technology is heard big sound everywhere. It is posters, big data, big data, big data. Hope everyone remembers that. So big data is evaluation in the span of 2010 and 15. But big data is not a technology or anything. Big data is a problem. The data is big. So how we can save? How we can process? This is a problem. Big data is a problem. So for the big data, the problems we can establish. I mean, we have multiple problems with big data. I will go with that. Before that, why companies need data? First of all, why companies are going to be spend lot of money to store, process this? Why this data is required for companies? Like they can store up like decade or 2 decades. We are not sure. But they can kept all the data whatever they have. So because they need to analyze their business, they need to take decision makings, they can improve their work environment, like what actually they need to be changed in the business, and it will help accordingly. They can analyze, they can do statistical analyze, and they can predict what type of people use their products, and what is the time they can use it, and how they can access. These all they need to understand how their business is going, and what are their targeted audience, uh, whom they target audience, and they will take decisions according to the past data. According to the past data, they will analyze, they will do what we call predict in future. According to that, they can take a decisions. Suppose if you can take an example, you are trying to book something suppose you are trying to book something like aeroplane for the traveling. You can search one time, it is showing one price, and after 10 minutes or 15 minutes and half an hour you can try again, it will be change the price always, because it is happened. They are analyzing, I mean they are implemented some algorithms. So your interest, they are trying to catch, and they are increasing the prices. So it will be happen because of the algorithms they written on the data. So it will be like ML algorithms, they implemented it, and it will be ML AL technologies will happen. So this is out of box, but I'm saying, so companies require data to analyze, improve their business, and according to take decisions, and future it will be what we call mostly they will improve their business, right? So according to that, so we can see big data. So it is like what is big data? It is like a large complex. There's a like RDMS. So it is not like a RDMS, it is like structured, unstructured, previously I said. So only till the big data comes, only RDBMS, only the storage things happen, and SQL will handle it, and SQL databases will handle it, and that is going on. But this much big data, RDBMS is not able to handle. The main features of big data is like volume. It is huge volume, petabytes, or more than gigabytes, petabytes, and all more than that. So not only volume, variety, it is structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. There are multiple types of variety. And veracity, it is not like same patterns, it is different ways it will come up. So these are the futures we call it, but we need to overcome these things in the form of Hadoop. Initially, for the big data, we have a solution that Hadoop is a one of the finest distributed processing system for manage big data problems. Example, I mean Hadoop is a open source framework. Everyone knows, like it is a like multiple components happen with the Hadoop. These components will help to get the solution to big data. It is coming through the on-premise solutions, we can call it as, because we are not entering into the cloud. These are all on-premise solutions. Hadoop has main components HDFS, MapReduce, and ARM. These three components are initially big components to handle big data. Like HDFS means Hadoop distribution file system. It is distributed the data into large files into reliable across multiple missions. So it will be distributed the data to store it. So it will help like that. And MapReduce is a processing system. It will be process the data. So Yarn is a resource manager. It will be handle in I mean how the resources allocation and all it will handle. So but later stage MapReduce will be handling only what we call it is less data only it will be handled. So it is going to be very burden to handle large and huge data. In the time of Spark evolution, like it is also like Apache from, and it is very fast and in-memory computing. It means it won't store all the things. I mean, it won't take all the things from the storage like HDFS and all. It will be store something in their we call it like you can consider like RAM. It will store something whatever the things are going on. It will store in the RAM. So it will be processing very easily. Not going to always fetch the data to the storage process. So it is very fast. Like you can consider 100 times faster than MapReduce. And this is all different systems in Hadoop. Like HDFS is a file system, HBase is a column DB storage, it's a storage, and Ion and MapReduce. These are the components, different components to work with Hadoop ecosystem. So this is not related to our specific Azure data engineering. This is a for on-premise purpose. I would like to tell how it is growing and what is the things handle big data from scratch. I'm trying to say. So now how cloud provides solution to big data. So Hadoop is the on-premise thing I said, and now cloud. So in the cloud, especially for the scalability, you can consider in the on-premise, you can increase the missions is a very cost effective, and every time increase the missions and the infrastructure is very burden, and we cannot immediately scale up or down. So, but in the cloud, it is there. We can, whenever we require, we can scale up. Whenever we don't, we can scale down. So it will be best future we have with the cloud to handle big data, like cost effective. As I said, we don't need to require all the features. We don't need to like data centers, infrastructure. We don't need to put anything. We just subscribe to the Azure cloud or any cloud. We just use the services whenever we required only. So cost effective compared to on-premise, it is very cost effective for us. And manage an infrastructure. And infrastructure, as I said, only we will use cloud infrastructure, we can implement our solutions. So it is very easy to integrate immediately. We can get the services. So then there are multiple big data tools integrated with clouds, all the clouds, not only Azure. So in the Azure point of view, I will go with it in the next slide, and it will be accessible globally. In the cloud, everyone knows it will be accessible over the cloud. No need to in one place we can able to access, one place not able to. It is not like anywhere from anywhere. You can just log in username and password. You can access it. That's it. So real-time processing. So the main thing in the data processing, there are two types. One is batch processing and real-time processing. Batch processing is like scheduled, or it will be time to time processing and all. It will be happened from the Hadoop, but real-time processing is not happened with Hadoop. Now there are multiple tools are coming to handle Hadoop also for real-time. However, real-time streaming processing is happened with the cloud is very effective compared to the Hadoop ecosystem. So these are all main components. I mean, main infrastructure like solutions to big data. And then, yeah, I'm going to be introduction actual Azure data engineering and Azure data services. Till now, you can have any questions? Tell me.
No, Sai.
No, sorry. Carry on.
ఇది ఆఫీస్ కాల్ కాదు, మీరు నో నాట్ టాకింగ్ చెప్తేనే తెలుస్తుంది. బానే ఉంది అంతా. నాగేంద్ర,
Continue, Sai.
oh, you are recording. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the Azure, we have multiple services to handle big data solutions. Like in that way, first of all, what is data engineering can do? Data engineer's job role is get the data from different sources and place it in one location. In that location, from the location, we can process it using some transformations. I mean, as I said before, we can make it information coming data, and we make it as a information. It is then we can again store it in whatever the requirement. Like we can store it in SQL databases or ADLS. It is a form of storage. So that is what the requirement. So this is the job role for the data engineer. He can get the data from sources, apply some transformations, and moving to the next level. That is data engineering can do. Here we are using the services from Azure. One is storage, one Azure Blob Storage or Azure SQL Database. These two are storage units, and ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage. It is hierarchical naming convention. It is like you can consider Hadoop ecosystem only. It is integrated with cloud. You can the file system working like a Hadoop. Like if you can, this is same like a blob storage, but the only one option is available. when we enable that option, it will create it as a data lake storage, because it will use the data in that form of like file system, Hadoop file system, how the storage the data is distributed and stored effectively. It will taking that functionality and created this storage unit. Then ADF, Azure Data Factory. It is the application like we can consider. We, as I said, we are data engineers. They coming. I mean, get the data from source and processing, and we can place it somewhere. We use ADF is a like um, bridge between two, from source to sink. Sink means destination. So it is using ADF. There are multiple options in ADF, like all the things. Without no code or without code, we can do transformations, we can apply some activities, and for moving data we can use, example I'm saying, copy activity. So we can link, we have different services to link that source and the sink, and get the data and moving, apply transformations. Everything will be handled by Azure Data Factory. After, Azure Data Factory is one of the best approach to do the transformations and process the data. But ADB is newer platform, like after Hadoop, Azure Data Factory, ADB also the same purpose to get the sources and processing and moving to destination. But ADB is the tool is using on everything is in the code. It is like a notebooks we have. In the notebooks we need to be write code for everything, and most of the companies nowadays using Azure Databricks for processing and do transformations and all. Apart from these, I can go and show you architecture. As I said before, I can mention only API is the source. We consider a lot of things, file systems or API and IoT devices or anything. Companies will get data from different sources, and using ADF, we get the data from ADF to raw layer. We have three types of layers we can consider. This is a not everyone's company, but we can consider this is a medallion architecture, we call it as. So in this architecture we have three layers are there: raw layer, ingestion layer, presentation layer, or raw layer, silver layer, or gold layer, we can call it anything. So whatever the data is coming from source, and we just everything whatever it is data, just we can keep it in raw. After that we can apply some transformations and all, then it will go into the ingestion layer. So after ingestion layer, we are whatever the data is there, the Power BI engineers or ML engineers or data scientists will come, and again they can apply some transformation in ingestion layer also, and they can move the data to presentation layer. In the presentation layer, they can present the data to the end users or clients according to their requirement. So this is the overall architecture of Azure, like data engineering job. It is architecture. It will be handled by data engineers, getting the data, apply the transformation, working with Power BI or ML or end users according to their requirement. They will ask again transformations or whatever they require. We can again same process we can do. So always this process will be go on. This is entire entire architecture of Azure data engineering. That's it. Thank you guys for joining the call.